Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Scott the Frozen Gamer coming at you from the great state of Minnesota, where it is frigid cold as usual at this time of year. But I'm coming and telling you about the next 50 games in the top 1,000 most popular games of 2025. How did I come up with the most popular games of 2025? It is by the most unique plays on Board Game Geek. So I just took their list and I put it into a system every single year, and this is the top 1,000 most popular games. So let's go with it. We're gonna start at number 950 today and go down to 901. So in 950th is Herbaceous. In the last 3 years, it's gone from 601 to 748 to 950. It is been in the top 1,000 on this list 9 years, in the top 500 6 years, and it peaked at 295. The game came out in 2017. It's by Eduardo Baraf and Steve Finn, and Dr. Finn's Games is the publisher of the game. Relax as you collect and plant an assortment of favorable herbs in your garden. I don't know anything about it. It plays 1 to 4. It's mostly a 4-player game. It says it's best. It's really lightweight. It's got beautiful cards to it, plant cards. This came out in the glut of nature games that came out about 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. And for me, it got lost in the shuffle of all of them. I've heard of the game, but I don't know really anything about it. So that is Herbaceous, number 950. Coming in at 949 is Trickerion, Legends of Illusion. So the last 3 years, it went from 560, took a huge hit to 878, and now 949. It has been on the list for 10 years, 7 years in the top 500, and it peaked at 186. Let's go over the last 2 Hall of Fame rankings. If you watch my last video, I kind of do a baseball Hall of Fame, one of the analytics to check if a baseball player qualifies for the Hall of Fame or not. And I do the same thing here with board games or something very similar. So Herbaceous is 961 on the list out of about 5,500 or so games that have qualified for the list. And Trickerion is number 774 currently. So Trickerion is by Richard Amann and Victor Peter by Mindclash Games. Magicians perform dazzling tricks for money and fame in a Victorian steampunk world. I just played, Anachrony for the first time, which I believe is a Mindclash game. Let me double check here. Yes, it is. And I wanted to play Trickerion. I was always very afraid because I thought Trickerion and Anachrony were going to be super complex, and and when I played Anachrony, it did not feel overly complex to me. Trickerion, so that even makes me want to try Trickerion even more. It's got a whole magic theme to it. The board is great with the stage on it. It just looks awesome. This is a game I've always wanted to play. Heavy Euro game, but maybe it's not as quite as complex and deep of a game, or not deep, but complex and hard to learn of a game as I originally thought it might be. So makes me want to even play it more. It's got a 8.0 rating out of 12,000 ratings on BGG. Coming in at 948 is Stamp Swap. It's been on the list for 2 years, 806 where it peaked, and 948 this year. Probably will fall out next year. Just came out in 2024. It is by Paul Salomon and produced by Stonemaier Games. And it has a 7.0 rating out of 1,100 ratings roughly. Draft, cut, choose, and showcase a growing collection of stamps. So this is a game that kind of came out of nowhere. I don't think anyone was expecting this to be released. And then when Stonemaier dropped that they were releasing it, and a lot of people got very excited about it. I think it's a really cool theme of stamp swapping. My mom used to collect stamps. She has this old stamp book that she had from way back in the day. And so I think it's a cool theme. It's a unique theme, and the game just never caught on. I think it's one of Stonemaier Games' less successful games, which probably still sold way more games than most any other company does because it's Stonemaier Games. Kudos to them. And so this is one that I just have never come across. I'm not really totally interested in it, despite thinking the theme's really cool. It has an I cut, you choose mechanism, not my favorite thing in the world. It does have tile placement and open drafting, which I do like a lot. Maybe if someone asked me to play it, I 100% would play it. It's just not something I'm seeking out personally. That is Stamp Swap. Came in at 948 this year. Next up in 947th place is Donuts! In all capital letters, Donuts. It started at 772 in 2024. It dropped to 947 last year in 2025, so probably it's last year on the list. I'm not going to go over Hall of Fame rankings if they've barely been on the list yet, because they're way down and probably near the 5,000s, 4,000s, 5,000s range. And this game is by the great Bruno Cathala, one of my favorite designers, and it was designed by or published by FunForge. And it says, choose your donuts carefully and lead your bakery to ringing in the victory. It's got a 6.5 rating out of approximately 1,000 ratings. This is a lightweight game of like, it looks like you're doing some tile grid laying of donuts on a map. It's a 2-player game only, and this is one that I don't play 2-player games, so I passed this one right up. I know there was another donut game that came out in 2023 or 2024, so right around the same time that I was more interested. I don't know if it made the list or not, but this is Bruno Cathala's Donuts, 2-player game. Check it out if that's something you're interested in, like an abstract 2-player. Coming in at 946 is Ada's Dream. Brand new game, 2025. So it's debuting on the list at 946. It may go up next year. It may fall off next year. Who knows? And this is by Tony Lopez and Alley Cat Games. It says collect dice from the workshop Rondell to manipulate on your personal engine board. It has 501 ratings as of the time I pulled this up, and an 8.1 rating over those 500 ratings. So it's doing really well early on. This is a game that I am interested in. It is somewhere on my wish list, and it is a kind of a heavier Euro game that came out during Essen time, and it's all about Ada Lovelace, who helped build the first computer. And so, cool theme. I think it's a pretty cool theme. It's got dice and industry, manufacturing, and math is the categories. Dice rolling, hand management, Rondell, solo solitaire game, because you can play it solo, and tech trees. And the game just has a lot of little tracks and or like gear-like things and a couple of track-looking things and some dice placement on it. It looks really cool. This is one that I was interested in when it first got announced. It's currently ranked 3,069, but 946 on the most popular games of 2025. Next up is a game that came out way back in 1992. It was off the list in 2022 and 23, came back on the list in 2024 and 2025. It was 940th in 2024, only dropped 5 spots to 945, so it's just kind of clinging on to those top 1,000. And let me go over some of its stats, though. It has been on the list 24 out of 26 years, 16 times in the top 500, never cracked the top 100. It peaked at 120th. And this game, let me see its Hall of Fame rating. The Hall of Fame rating is in the top 100 at 93 overall. Because it's been out for a long time, that's part of it, yes. This game is Lupin Louie. So I've never played Lupin Louie, but I played Lupin Chewie, and now they have a version out that's like Lupin Bluey from the Bluey kids show. And so they're all the same thing, though, except Lupin Chewie only had 3 players, and this Lupin Louie is a 4-player game. And what you do in Lupin Louie is you have this plane that's flying around, and it will kind of go up and down, almost like a carnival ride. It kind of spins around in this weird, like, angly thing. And when it comes down, you have a little plunger, and you want to smack the plunger down, and it will, if you time it right, it will pop the airplane up. If it doesn't, if you time it wrong, it will hit your kind of wall and knock a chicken down. And you don't want to lose all of your chickens because then you are out of the game, and it's the last one standing. That's the whole game. It's a kid's game, but it is fun. It is stupid fun as an adult. It's like this little stupid kind of dexterity game. I shouldn't be calling it stupid because it is fun and it's creative and it was a clever system for a kid's game. And it just works really well with kids. It works well with adults too. Not much more to say about it. That's what it is. It's just battery operated plane flying around and you try to keep the plane up and not knock down your chickens. 945th, Lupin Louie. Oh, let's talk. It's by Masaru Aoki and Carol Weasley. Milton Bradley was the designer or publisher. It has a 6.7 rating out of 9.9 thousand ratings. And overall rank is 1,358. 945, most popular game of 2025. Coming in at 944th is Sobek 2 players. It's not dual, it's not Sobek dual, Sobek 2 players. They make that very clear on the box. and it's been on the list for 4 years. Usually I would just read the 3, but since it's 4, I'll just read all of them. 442, 576, 758, 944, just kind of having a steady drop since it premiered on the list in 2022, and it will probably, I'm guessing it will fall off next year. Again, this is a 2-player game. I'm not really interested in 2-player games to pursue in my collection. I would play them if a friend asked me to. I just don't love 2-player games that much overall. Very rarely. Every once in a while one hits, but very rarely do I like them. This is by Bruno Cathala and Sebastian Pachon. It's by Ketchup Games. Pick the good tiles, but beware of your opponent's possibilities. It's got a 7.2 and 2.9 thousand ratings and is ranked 1,545 on BGG. You're trying to build a temple dedicated to Sobek. It's got endgame bonuses, hand management, set collection, and variable setup. It looks fairly abstract on this like gridded out thing where you put these tiles down on this gridded board. I don't really know much about it again because I don't pursue 2-player games. Plays in 20 minutes, so nice and short. So Sobek, 2 players, 944 this year. Coming in at 943 for the most popular games of 2025 is Station Fall. It premiered at 407, then dropped to 597, then took a huge fall this year to 943. This is one of my favorite games. I love Station Fall. Let's go back 1 second and look at Sobek's Hall of Fame rating. Sobek's Hall of Fame rating is 2,367, and Station Falls is 2,633 for the Hall of Fame rankings. Station Fall, let me go over the designers. Matt Eklund, son of, is it Donald Eklund? Can't remember his name. Ion Game Designers, main guy. And then Ion Game Designs published this one as well. It's a game of blackmail and betrayal, murder and mayhem, danger and destruction. 7.7 rating out of 3,000 plus ratings. 807th overall on BGG. So this game is this. You're on this space station and it's about to crash into Earth, where it will probably flame up because it's crashing into Earth. And so there's a whole bunch of, there's like 20 different, up to like 20 different characters that are on the board. You're going to control one, but you keep that a secret. So no one really knows who's controlling each player. But before you reveal it, anyone can move any player on the board. So they could, one of my opponents could move my character around the board if I don't reveal my character beforehand. So that's like super cool. There's a lot of tension in this game and just a ton of chaos. It's just kind of crazy chaos. You're shooting people, you're killing people, you're hitting them over the head with a wrench. You're trying to get off the ship. Maybe you want to stay on the ship. Maybe you want to have your main guy get off the ship and give some compromise, or not compromise, but like the secrets, because there's this Project X that's happening on the ship, which could be a monster, it could be like a space gun, it could be all sorts of different things. It's different every game. And then so you might want to get off the ship and report that to the news or whoever, but you might have the secondary character that wants to stay on the ship and die with the ship. And so there's all this crazy stuff that's happening throughout the game, and people are moving your people around, and they're not always even people. There's a telepathic rat and a space chimp in the game as well. There's a dead corpse, a corpsicle in the game that you could play as. It's just crazy. It's crazy, it's imaginative, and it's chaotic. That's just stuff I love in games. I love imagination in games, and I love chaos in games where you can still kind of control that chaos. This game is so much fun. It's a bit of a beast to learn and a real beast to teach. But it is, once you do it, it's worth it. It's just so fun and so unique. This is just one of those games that there's nothing else really out there like it. That's Station Fall, number 943 this year in the most popular games. Coming in at 942nd this year is Tapple. So this has been on the top 1,000 3 times. It's been on this list 3 times. Its best year was 895, so it hasn't dropped too much since its best year, but it was off the list for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years before it just came back on the list 10 years later. So it was 895, 956, then off for 9 years, and then just back on at 942. That's Tapple. So Tapple, it says, players shout answers to trivia categories and eliminate letters as they go. It's got a 6.5 rating out of 2,000 plus ratings, and it is ranked 3,315 on BGG. The designer is NPD Partnerships, and it's Bizak Games is the publisher. So it's kind of a mass market. The OP kind of took over it at one point. That's the publisher image on the cover of the game. But anyways, the game, you have this big, you can see it on the picture here, what the game actually looks like. It's this big disc, and it's got letters A through W on it. And you'll get a category, makes of cars, or models of cars maybe. Let's go with models of cars. And you start saying them. So I might say Durango. I might say, then it goes to the next person. They might say Bolt. The next person might say Outback. And every time you say a letter, you have to push down. Every time you say a word, you have to push down the letter that word starts with. So now that we said Outback and Bolt and Durango, you can no longer use a B, D, or O word in your answer. And you pass it around. And if you don't hit it in enough time, you'll lose. If you don't think of a word in enough time, you'll lose. And it gets harder and harder because more letters start getting pushed down. That's the game. I played it. It's a fun little game with a lot of tension in it. Good little family party game. Great with kids as well. So that is Tapple, number 942nd this year. Coming in at 941st is a debut game. Came out in 2025 by Helga Meissner, Kristen Amundsen Outsby, Kjetil Svensson, and Anna Wermland. And it's by Alion, by Dr. O. And that game is Recall. The awesome cover of the eye. So it's got an 8.1 rating out of 579 ratings so far, with a 3,045 BGG ranking. This is lead one of 14 unique tribes in a race to rebuild civilization. And this is the follow-up to Revive. And it's a super deep Euro game. That's what I know about it. It says for mechanisms, action retrieval, endgame bonuses, income, map addition, modular board, and tech trees, and variable player powers. So I don't know much more about it other than that it has a super cool cover. This is not a Euro that I'm interested in. I am very picky about my Euro games. And when I love them, I absolutely love them. But this is one that I would definitely play if I could. It's just not one that I'm like super psyched about. I do have it in my wish list, kind of sitting there to decide if I want to keep it on my wish list or not. I keep this kind of crazy database of wish list games. So yeah, maybe I have to look into it more. I don't know a whole ton about it myself. I know it's super popular, but that is Recall, number 941 this year. Beating it out as a new game this year, coming in at 940th, is Citizens of the Spark. This is by Philip Dubarry and Thunderwork Games, and it says, recruit the strongest and most brilliant animal citizens to your city. It's got a 7.5 rating with 551 ratings, and it's got a rank of 3,957 on BGG. So this is a card game, and it says, the fate of creatures touched by the spark of intelligence hangs in the balance. You must recruit strong allies to your city and unlock the potential of your citizens if your settlement is to survive the days to come. It's kind of got a cool theme. I like the theme of it. The artwork is really pretty by, who's it by? It's by Sa. What's their first name? Diego Sa. And this is a game that, again, that has been in my wish list and one that I would maybe seek out. It's kind of at the lower end of my wish list, but something I would seek out. It seemed really cool when I watched kind of how it plays, what the rules are of the game. And yeah, so that is a brand new game, Citizens of the Spark. So we've had a couple new games to the list, brand new 2025 games, but coming in at 939th this year, most popular game this year, is a game that has been around forever. It's a classic. It's a solo player game, like the best solo player game. Supposedly, I've never played it. But let's go over its stats. It's been in the top 1,000 on this list 15 times. It's been in the top 500 11 times. It's been in the top 104 times. It's peaked at number 22. And the last 3 years, it's gone 695, 818, 939, and that is Mage Knight. So Mage Knight, what does it say? Build your hero's spells, abilities, and artifacts as you explore and conquer cities. It has an 8.1 rating out of 35,000 ratings, and it's ranked 40th on BGG. It's by Vlaada Chvátil, and WizKids was the publisher of the game. This is just this ultimate moving around adventure game that most people play solo, I think. I've only heard about it in the solo world, of people playing it in the solo world. And the reason I play a lot of solo games. The reason I've never sought this one out is that it has a 4.37 complexity weight on BGG, which is way more than I want for a solo game. I don't mind somewhat heavy of a solo game, but I don't want to be looking at a rule book and taking, it has a 60-minute to 240-minute playtime. Usually, unless I'm playing like a specific epic solo game, I don't really want to be playing a game that long by myself that's that complex, because my mind will go crazy, and I just don't want that in my life. But this is a classic for sure. 100% if you're a solo gamer and it sounds interesting to you. Another thing is I'm not huge into fantasy theme, so that's another knock on it for me personally, but obviously this is one of the best solo games of all time. That is Mage Knight. And Mage Knight in the Hall of Fame ranking is 237th on the Hall of Fame ranking. So in 938th place is a game that came out in 2021, but it's debuting on the most popular list of 2025 for the first, on any most popular list for the first time in 2025. It knocked out its slightly older sibling this year that fell off the list, but this one jumped on the list. And this is Carcassonne Big Box number 7, which just knocked off Carcassonne Big Box number 6. So what does it say about the game? Carcassonne base game, including 11 expansions in it. Its publisher is Hans im Glück, and it has an 8.2 out of 1,000 ratings, roughly 1,100 ratings, and it doesn't have a ranking because it's kind of a re-implementation of Carcassonne. So what is included in this expansion? If you don't know Carcassonne, it's a tile-laying game where you're kind of building out the city of Carcassonne, and it's kind of like, once you get to know the game, it gets to be like this really mean game, but I love it, where you're battling over like lands and stuff. But it can be played very, very Care Bearish as well. So anyways, the game is just a city building tile laying game where you start with one tile and build out this giant city by the end of the game. This one includes the expansions Inns and Cathedrals, Traders and Builders, ones that I think need to be in it. That if you own those expansions, you should play with them because they're just awesome. The Abbot, the River, which comes with most Carcassonne games now, the Flying Machine, the Messengers, the Fairies, the Gold Mines, Mage and Witch, the Robbers, and the Crop Circles. I don't know most of those. I only like playing with those couple, the Inns and Cathedrals and Traders and Builders expansions. Sometimes I'll play with the Princess expansion, the Princess and Dragon expansion if I want some mean take that-ish in the game. But yeah, Carcassonne's great. This is a big box version of it. If you like Carcassonne and want a big box version, this is supposed to be a pretty good one, and it was pretty popular in 2025. Mechs and Minions comes in at 937th. It has been on this list for 10 years. 6 of those years were in the top 500, and 1 of those years was in the top 100, where it peaked at 52. Its Hall of Fame rating is currently 640 out of, as I said before, like 5,500 or so games. So, Mechs and Minions, the last 3 years, 675, took a bigger drop to 848, and now just down a little bit to 937. Came out in 2016. It has an 8.0 rating out of 18,000 ratings with an 86 overall rank on BGG. So still ranked really high on BGG. It's designed by Chris Cantrell, Rick Ernst, Stone Lebrande, Prashant Saraswat, and Nathan Tiras, and Riot Games, their only game that they've done. And it's based off their Riot Games is a video game company. So what this game is, it's like a programming game, kind of like the robot game, the robot racing game, Robo Rally. Why am I forgetting Robo Rally? So it's not like, you're not racing like in Robo Rally, but you're pre-planning your movement of your mechs during your game, and you're trying to defeat a boss. And there's multiple bosses. You'll keep opening up like new bosses as you go around. It's super cool. The way that you play the cards down to pre-program is super cool. And I haven't played it since it first came out, so I don't remember a whole ton about the game because it's been 10 years since I've played it. But I remember really, really liking it when I did play it. So if I played it more, if I was into campaign games, this is one that I would definitely seek out. All the miniatures are pre-painted. It's the top, even in today's standards, this is still like a top-notch production, even though it's a decade old at this point. It's, again, you gotta like programming in the game because that's what the game is. And it's, yeah, that's it. Mechs versus Minions, number 937. Coming in at 936 is Inventions, Evolutions of Ideas. It started at 329th in 2024 and then dropped over 600 spots to 936 in 2025. And this is a Vital Lacerda game by Eagle Gryphon Games. Follow the evolution of ideas and inventions through times to progress your society. It is 7.9 rating out of 2.7 thousand ratings and 780th on BGG. This is just another heavy Euro Vital Lacerda game. It has a 4.58 weight rating on BGG. Vital Lacerda games don't usually interest me. There's only a couple that do, Speakeasy and Escape Plan, just because I like those themes a lot. The rest of his themes aren't really usually my things. Again, I really need to be drawn in by the theme if I'm going to like the Euro. I have to think the theme's kind of unique or something that I just really enjoy. This one about the idea of making inventions isn't really for me. It's done pretty well in the couple years it's been out, or year and a half it's been out at this point probably. And that's Inventions, Evolutions of Ideas. Vital Lacerda making the top 1,000 list this year. So coming in 934th place is a very old game dating back to 1750. It was on the list 2 times. One time back in 9,000, in the year 9001. No, the year 2001, it was 926. And then it's just reappeared for the first time in 2025 in this spot 935. This is the game Shut the Box. Now, you probably don't recognize it by its name, but you may recognize it by its picture, which you can see right up there. So I've seen this at my friend Chris's house. He has it sitting out on his side table. It says roll dice and combine the outcome so you can knock down the most numbered tiles. It's kind of like an early predecessor to Can't Stop in a way, or like Mountain Goats in a way, where you're just trying to knock down numbers in the box by rolling dice. That's the game. I mean, there's a little bit more to it, but that's basically the game. So it has a 5.2 rating out of 2,000 ratings. It's ranked 29,000 on BGG, but it gets a lot of play because a lot of families just have it in their home. It looks nice. It's all made out of wood. So a lot of families have it. That is Shut the Box. Coming in at 934th is the 200, man, I can't get my years right this year, I can't even speak anymore. Now I'm losing everything. In 2007 was Ticket to Ride Nordic Countries. It's been in the top 1,019 out of 26 years, top 500, 15 years, and that's it. It peaked at 103, so just missed ever making the top 100. Barely surviving right now. It has a Hall of Fame ranking of 166th, which is outstanding. And that is Ticket to Ride Nordic Countries. What it says, build railways to connect destinations across Scandinavia and neighboring countries. This is by Alan Moon. Days of Wonder produced it, of course. Ticket to Ride. It has a rank overall of 234th. So this is, it says, let's see. So what makes Nordic Countries a little different is that it is a 2 to 3 player game only, and it focuses really a lot on blocking your opponents. So it's a bit of a meaner version of the game. I believe I've played this one. I've played a ton of maps over the app. So I believe Nordic Countries was one of them at one point when I had the app on my phone. But I don't remember for sure. Ticket to Ride's a great game. If you want more maps, this is still a popular one almost 20 years after it's come out. So that is Ticket to Ride Nordic Countries. Coming in at 933rd is a brand new game, a 2025 release, and that is The Last Droids. I think that's what it is. Yeah, The Last Droids. So I was just making sure I pronounced the name right, because the box shows the French version, not the English version. So it says, select the best robot Rex and build the most efficient droid collection. It has a 6.7 rating out of 357 ratings, currently ranked 7,295 when I put this list together. This is one that I've thought about. It's by Fabian Gradel and Blue Cocker Games. I want to look more into it. This game, I don't really know anything about it. It says other than you're taking on the role of a robot repairman. It has the I Cut You Choose mechanism. Is the only one listed for the game on BGG. So I don't know a whole ton about it, but it was one that I thought the idea of the game, the theme of the game was unique enough that I would be at least interested to learn more about it. So that is The Last Droids. Coming in at 932 is a game that, for some reason, I feel like is way older than it is. It only came out in 2024. It debuted at 586, took about a 350 point drop to 932 this year. And that is Aqua, Biodiversity in the Oceans. And maybe I'm getting this mixed up with the Oceans and the whole like evolution line of games, because it kind of has that same, it's Vincent Dutrait did the art, but it kind of has that same kind of look to it. It's by Psychic Games. Dan Halstead and Tristan Halstead were the designers of it. Create biodiversity habitats to attract life to your coral reef. And yeah, I don't really know much about it other than that it's really pretty. It's not one that I'm really interested in. And again, the theme just doesn't hit me. It's got like these polyomino or at least these hex tile shapes, hexes and like 3 hexes put together shape type of things, or different like patterns of hexes, kind of Arc Nova-esque, where you can get different ones or single ones. And it looks like you're building out a map of some sort. That is all I know about it. One that I haven't been interested in. I just hit my microphone. And that is Aqua, Biodiversity in the Oceans. It has a 7.2 rating out of 1.3 thousand ratings. Currently ranked 2,745 on BGG, but 932 most popular game of 2025. Coming up at 931st is Wispwood. It's a brand new game by Czech Games Editions. That's CGE. Reed Ambrose designed it. It has a 7.6 rating out of 393 ratings and currently ranked 4,919 on BGG. Light up a magical forest and lure in a curious cat with glowing wisps. And this is one that I want to learn more about. Again, I really don't know anything about it other than that I thought the artwork looked beautiful for the cover of the game. The inside of the game is more abstract looking than the cover is. They got this like central board kind of like where you have like have shapes on it, like polyomino shapes, and then there is a little grid of tiles below that, and you're trying to build out patterns, I believe, with it. It's a game that, again, I'm interested in it to learn more about it. It might be too abstract for me to want in my collection, and there's other abstract games similar or somewhat similar that I do have in my collection. So maybe not one that I would get, but I do want to learn more about it before I completely write it off totally. That is Wispwood. Coming in at 930 is a game that's been off the list for 2 years, the last 2 years, but just popped back on. Before it was off the list, it was at 709, 808, 971, off 2 years, the 930th, and that is Coconuts. So Coconuts has been on the most popular list for 10 years, 4 times in the top 500. It peaked at 293. Now it's just reappeared and hanging on into the top 1,000. Coconuts, it looks like a kid's game. It might be a kid's game, but it's kind of like Lupin Luna that I just talked about, where adults can play it for sure. Launch soft rubber coconuts into cups and use them to build your tower first. It came out in 2013. It has a 7.0 rating out of 4.8 thousand ratings, currently ranked 1,302nd in the children's rankings, though, number 17 for children's games. It's by Walter Schneider and Korea Board Games. The main thing I know about this game, it says that you're building a tower of some sort, but all I remember from seeing this game is that you got this little launcher, boop, and you shoot a coconut into cups, kind of beer pong style, except with a launcher instead of bouncing. So that is Coconuts. Again, just a crazy dexterity game where you're shooting little coconuts all over the place. And Coconuts is ranked 1,040 on the Hall of Fame ranker. It's coming in at 929th is a game that debuted in 2017. It is when it was published. It debuted on this list in 2018, then didn't make the list for 4 more years, then it popped back on 858, 879 to 929 this year. This is the follow-up to Terraforming Mars for Jacob Frixelius and Frix Games. And this is a little solo It says 1 to 3 players. I've only heard about it being played solo. I've only played it solo. Did I say the name of it yet? It's After the Virus. This was his follow-up to Terraforming Mars, and it's kind of like this little cult classic game. Not a lot of people know about it. It's got really weird art by his brother, Daniel Frixilius. And basically it says, save the survivors, equip yourself, and kill the zombies. The mission is to survive. And it's a survival game. And I played it and really much disliked it. It was really hard. I was playing cards. You're just playing cards to try to figure out the best way to maximize your survival. And I didn't enjoy it, but a lot of people do. It has this really strong cult following, as I said. It has a 7.3 rating out of 2.5 thousand ratings, currently ranked 1,627th, and on the most popular games, 929th, and it's 3,960th on the Hall of Fame rankings. We're gonna stay in older games here, and coming in at 920, what are we? 928th is Marco Polo 2 in the service of Khan. Travel to cities along the Silk Road, trading silk, spice, gold, and jade along the way, by Simone Luciani, Daniel Tascini. Hans and Gluck published it. 7.9 rating out of 8.2 thousand ratings, and 199th on BGG, 928th in popularity. Its last 3 years, it's gone 458, 623 to a big drop to 928. And it has ranked 1,206 on the Hall of Fame ranker, 6 years in the top 1,000, 4 years in the top 500 for popularity. It peaked at, where am I? Peaked at 185th. So Marco Polo 2, it's a game, it's Marco Polo, it's the second version of Marco Polo, where you have these, it's a Euro game, but you have these crazy character powers in it. And what some people didn't like about Marco Polo, what I love about the first version, the Voyages of Marco Polo, is that it's really tight. The money is really tight, the movement's really tight. Sometimes you barely even move across the map in the game. This one kind of loosened everything up, and it's just, I'm not interested in that. I really like the tightness of the original game, but people swear by this game as well. They kind of go hand in hand. They're very similarly ranked on BGG. So that is Marco Polo 2 in the service of Khan. Coming in at 927th is King of Tokyo, the Dark Edition. It's been on for 5 years. It peaked at 365. It's been in the top 500 2 of those years, and in the top 1,000 5 years. And King of Tokyo Dark Edition is ranked 500th on BGG, 7.7 rating out of 6,000 ratings. This is by Richard Garfield, Yellow Games. And this is King of Tokyo, but there is an extra mechanism where you're like building up a track, and I forgot exactly how you use it. You have like a new die that comes with the game, and I don't remember exactly the mechanisms in it, but I really enjoyed it on top of base King of Tokyo. So this is just a different version. It's basically the same game, but it has this one extra mechanism in it, and I really liked that mechanism the one time I played with it. So King of Tokyo Dark Edition, check it out if you want to look for something a little bit King of Tokyo with like something new to it. So that's it. Oh, and King of Tokyo Dark Edition is ranked 1,921 on the Hall of Fame ranker. Coming in at 926 is a game I don't know anything about. It's called District Noir. It was at 569, 703, 926. And it's by Nobutake Dogen and Nao Shimamura. And Spiral Editions is the publisher of it. Collect cards from the line only when the time is right. Again, it's a 2-player game, so that's probably why I bypassed this one. It has hand management, open drafting, push your luck, and set collection. Yes, it is a reimagining. I was going to say that, and then I cut myself off. It's a reimagining of a game called Throne and Grail, and it's just like a little card game. Quick game, 10 minutes, 15 minutes long, 2-player game. It's ranked 1,983 on BGG. So coming in at 925th is Elder Sign. It was at 547, took a bigger drop to 712, and then another kind of big drop to 925. Let's see this stats for Elder Sign, because it's got some good ones. It's been on the list for 15 years, 12 times in the top 500, 6 times in the top 100. It peaked at 36 overall when it first came out in 2011. This is by Richard Lanius and Kevin Wilson, and Fantasy Flight Games was the publisher. And this was in the Arkham Horror line. It was kind of like an Arkham Horror spinoff, where you kind of do a keeping with King of Tokyo, is kind of like this Yahtzee dice rolling mechanism to it where you roll dice up to 3 times. You roll dice to investigate the horrors of Arkham alone or as a group. So you can play this solo or you could play it as a group, co-op style. And you're trying to roll dice and get symbols and defeat the bad guys and close portals. And that's the game. I have never played the physical copy. I've only played it on the app. And I enjoyed it. I mean, it's a luck-based game. I enjoyed it for what it is. It's a lot of luck because it's all based off of what you roll your dice with. And you do get little upgrades to help mitigate that a little bit, but it still comes down to a lot of luck for the game. I think it might be dated a little bit, which is why it's kind of dropped off these last 3 years in the BGG my most popular rated games list that I keep track of. It has a 7.0 rating out of 26,000 ratings. And it's 776 overall on BGG, so doing a little bit better overall than it is on the popularity of 2025. That is Elder Sign. If you want like a very light game in the Arkham Horror universe, and Elder Sign's a great one to go to. Now let's go back even more in time, like way back in time, back to ancient Asia with the game Go. And this game has been on the list a ton. It's been off for 3 years and came back on in 2024 at 993. Moved up a little bit to 924. Let's see its ratings. It is 900. It's been on the list 22 times out of 26 possible years. 14 times in the top 500. 3 times in the top 100. Its Hall of Fame ranking is 143. Elder Signs is 186 if I didn't mention that. And did I say the name of the game yet? It's Go. It's Go, the classic game of Go. And you're using stones to control space in this ancient game with simple rules. Not every, but tons of modern abstract games have been based off of the mechanisms of Go. This is a classic. My dad used to own a board when I was a kid that I played around with. I didn't really 100% understand the rules, but I kind of played around with it and played other people in it. Didn't really know what I was doing. Don't know if I played it 100% correct. I would play it again. It's like I'd play chess again, so I might as well play Go again as well. And that is Go. Super, super classic game of abstract game with white and black little discs. Now going from ancient games to brand new games, 2025 release, and that is Perch. It is number 923 this year. And it's got a 7.2 rating out of 664, 4,000th ranking on BGG. It's by Douglas Hetrick and Inside Up Games. Control flocks of birds and woodland creatures to claim the best perch locations. So you're trying to find the best areas to perch your birds on. And it's super cute. It's a super cute game with cute little pieces all over it, little bird pieces and cards and good art in the game. And it's one that, again, that would like to look into more about. I don't really know a ton about the game. I heard about it. I heard it was pretty good and it looks cute enough and theme. I love birds. So I'm definitely interested in playing it. That is Perch at 923. Coming in at 922nd, it was at 397, then dropped to 668, and then dropped to 922. So a big fall over the past 3 years. It's a game that I absolutely adore, and that is On Tour. It's got a 6.8 rating out of 5.8 thousand ratings on BGG, 1,474th ranking on BGG. Plan the best tour route for your band across the USA or Europe. This is probably my top roll and write game. My son absolutely adores this game, so I like playing it with him a lot. Basically, you flip over 3 cards and you use 2 of them to put a spot, and you roll a die and you use, if I rolled a 79, I'd have to use a 79 for one of my spots and a 97 for the other. And you're trying to get the best sequence of numbers going across the country without blocking yourself off, so you can't use half the United States. And you're trying to find the best tour for your band. That's very abstracted out. It's not really a whole ton of theme in it, but the theme that they use for it is kind of cool. I do kind of like it. And at the end of the game, we always go and read our route that our band's taking on the tour. So that's On Tour. Plan the best route for your band across USA or Europe. And the base game is just USA. So Europe, I don't know why it says that. And it's by Chad Deshawn. Board Game, it's All Play is the company that has it now. Its stats for On Tour is 7 years on the list, 5 in the top 500, peaked at 198, and it's currently 1,046 in the Hall of Fame ranker on tour. Great rolling right, or flipping right. Coming in at 921 is a game from 2020 called Mini Rogue. Delve into a deep dungeon in order to get a mysterious ruby called the Og's Blood. 7.3 rating out of 3.3 thousand ratings, 1343 overall on BGG. The last 3 years it went from 746 to 538, and then dropped big time to 921 on the on this popularity rating list. It's been 4 years on the list, peaked at 538, and it's 2,900 on the Hall of Fame rankings that I keep track of. That's Mini Rogue. It's a 1 to 2 player game. Most people play it solo. It's like this little card game version of this dungeon crawl. That's all I know about it. Not one I'm really interested in, but Mini Rogue. At 920th is a game that's debuted at 964, moved up 44 spots to 920 this year. That's Minos, Dawn of the Bronze Age by Stan Kordansky, published by Boards and Dice. It has a 7.6 thousand rating, 7.6 rating out of 1.4 thousand ratings, 2003 on BGG, ranking on BGG. It says, become the leader of the first European civilization. And that's all I really know about it. I was interested in it, and then I kind of looked over it and didn't seem as interested in it, and I took it off my wish list. But it has like this area majority kind of thing going on over this map of the world, and very Euro-y, and just not enough theme, or enough of a theme that I liked for me to pursue it. That's Minos, Dawn of the Bronze Age by the great designer, though, Stan Kordansky. And at 919, why don't we just stay with Stan Kordansky? Well, this time we'll go with his game, Endless Winter, that came out in 2022. Debuted at 138th, went up to 84th in the top 100, dropped to 406, and then now down to 919. This game gets compared to Dune and, not the new Dune, Dune Imperium, Uprising, and Lost Ruins of Arnak. And this is kind of like the third of those games. Endless Winter, Paleo Americans, kind of the forgotten one of the three, but people still really like the game. Obviously, it's in the top 1,000 most played games of 2025, most popular games. It's been on the list 4 years, 3 in the top 500, 1 in the top 100, peaked at 84. It's 5,091 on the Hall of Fame rating. Sorry, that was the last game. That's way too low. 1,541 on the Hall of Fame rankings. And settle new lands, grow your population, and build megaliths in an endless winter. I love the theme of this one. The reason I'm not really interested in this one is that there's a whole deck building aspect to it, and that's like my least favorite of popular mechanisms in board gaming. I just don't like deck building that much. I had Dune Imperium. Jeez, is that its name now? Now I can't even remember the name. But Dune Uprising. I had that game, and I sold it because the deck building aspect didn't wow me. And same with the Lost Ruins of Arnak. I just don't love deck building, even though there's a lot more going on in this game and those games. But a great game by Stan Kordansky, Fantasia Games. It's ranked 326 overall on BGG, has a 7.6 rating. So very loved game, Endless Winter, coming in at 919. Coming in at 918th is a roll and write game called Bravo by Inka and Marcus Brand, who's probably most known for the exit games. This is by Schmidt Spiele. More Encore. Fill in the columns and the rows to score points. So this is kind of, it re-implements the game Encore, which was another roll and write game, I believe. And this is a 7.2 rating out of 1.8 thousand ratings. It has a rank of 2,186. And it has been on this list for 6 years, and it peaked at 674. So kind of staying in the back half of the ranks here. It's 861, 751, then 918. And it's a roll and write game. And it's very abstract. And there's this board with tons of colors on it with some stars and packages and all sorts of random other things. You roll dice and you start checking off boxes. I've never played it. I would play it. I like roll and write games still. They're not like my favorite thing in the world for the most part, but I still enjoy them. They're quick and easy and just fun little things that you can kind of play solo. So that is Bravo by Inka and Marcus Brand. Coming in at 917th is a game I've never heard of, Dungeon Mayhem by Jordan Comer, Roscoe Wetlaufer, and Wizards of the Coast is the publisher. Kyle Farron did the art for this. It came out in 2018. It is ranked 1,850th on BGG. This is battle as a barbarian, paladin, rogue, or wizard, surprising, and be the last player standing. So it's a knockout game, card game, a fighting card game. And it's played 2 to 4 players, and it's best with 4. So it's not like Magic or something where it's like a 2-player card game. This is a 4-player game where you're trying to knock the others out using the tropes of D&D. And this is obviously in the D&D universe. That's all I know about it. I've never actually even heard of this game. Dungeon Mayhem. It has been on the list for 7 years, peaked at 613. Its Hall of Fame ranking is 2,065. And its current popularity ranking, most played game, 917th of 2025. And 916th is Lost Cities Roll and Write. So not Lost Cities, but the Roll and Write version of Lost Cities. This is by Rainer Knizia, Cosmos game. And it's another roll and write in the Lost Cities universe. That's all I know about it. Let's talk about the stats. Lost Cities Roll and Write has been on for 4 years. It peaked at 916. So it went 960, 937, 943, and it's peaked this year at 916. I don't even like Lost Cities, the board game, which I know is a classic. I know that's kind of sacrilegious to say. Not my favorite game. This is the roll and write version of it. So I've kind of stayed away. It's ranked 2,797, if I didn't say that. But our 915th most popular game, most played game of 2025 is a game I do really like, and that is Galaxy Trucker. Not the second edition, just the OG edition from 2007. This is by Vladish Vatel, CGE is the publisher. And this game there's 2 halves to the game. The first half of the game is a real-time game where you're picking up tiles, flipping them over, and trying to put them on your ship and trying to get guns out there and engines and spacemen on the thing. And you're trying to get cargo in the cargo holds and batteries to operate the guns and the engines, the rocket engine things on them. And then the second half, there's pirates that come. You stop the real-time part of it, and then you start flipping over cards, and pirates will come in, or you're going out to explore other ships, or asteroids are coming in, or aliens are coming in and shooting at you, and eventually your ship oftentimes will get obliterated. So that is Galaxy Trucker. It's been on this list for 19 years, 17 of those 19 years in the top 500, 8 in the top 100. It peaked at 16th overall, just missing the top 10. And the last 3 years, it went from 444 to 626 to 915. I don't know if that's because of the second edition or if that is just because Galaxy Trucker is kind of fading over time. But a great game if you like real-time games and you like chaos in games. I think this one is just a blast, and it's really funny. And you just have to go in with an open mind that don't get upset when everything you planned out falls apart. Galaxy Trucker is ranked 312th on BGG, and its Hall of Fame ranking is 75th overall in my Hall of Fame rankings. So that is Galaxy Trucker 915th this year. Coming in at 914th is a game that's also been on the list for a very long time. Let's see its stats. It is Glass Road. It's been on the list 13 years, 11 of those times in the top 500, 1 time in the top 100 where it peaked at 71st. It went from 561 to 457, then a big drop to 914 this year, partially because it's been re-implemented kind of by Black Forest. And this is by Uwe Rosenberg. Feuerlenspiele is the publisher. Clear the land, hire specialists, build and gather to make your own trade empire. That's all I know about this game. I am not a huge Rosenberg fan. His games are a little too dry for me theme-wise, so I've never really connected with him that much. But obviously, well-loved designer. Glass Road has been a well-loved game for a long time. Its Hall of Fame ranking is 392nd overall. And it's on BGG, it's 383 overall. But in popularity this year, 2025, 914th. We're going to stay with old games that have been on the list for a long time. 913th is Marrakech. Not Marrakesh with an SH, Marrakesh with a CH. It's been on the list 18 years, 5 times is in the top 500. It peaked at 351. Its Hall of Fame ranking is 721st overall. The last 3 years, it went 627, 672, bigger jump to 913. It's by Dominic Erhard. Gigamic is the publisher. When a Somme lands on your carpet, the player who moved him must pay you. And this is a classic game that I've heard about forever, and I know absolutely zero about it. It's got area majority, layering, rolling or spin and move, and tile placement. I knew it was a tile placement game. That's all I know about it. It's got these cute little tile, like fabric tiles that you can put out on the board. Are they all fabric? Might be all. I think they're fabric tiles. Every picture shows that at least. And yeah, that's all I know about it. It's a classic. It's been around since 2007. It's ranked 1,734 on BGG. And it is ranked 913 this year for popularity. Finally, we're going to switch back to a brand new game. Came out in 2025 by Marco Canetta, Stefania Nicolini. Sorry, We Are French is the publisher, and that is Kingdom Crossing. Help the Queen build a new bridge for the kingdom in this Euro-style game. Ranked 912th this year on popularity. This is a really cute game, and it's all about the puzzle of moving across bridges without going over the same one multiple times, and it's impossible to do it, to go over every single bridge the way that they have mathed out, whoever created this puzzle. But that's what the game is based off of, but then there's obviously this kind of more Euro-y aspect to it. This is a game I'm definitely interested in. I don't know much about it, but the theme of it, the look of it, the idea of it is just something that interests me a lot. So that is Kingdom Crossing. It's currently ranked 3,519th, and it has a 7.8 rating on BGG. 912th in popularity. Coming in at 911th is a game I just played solo the other night, and that is Glenmore 2 Chronicles. Expand your Scottish clan by trading livestock, making whiskey, and gaining landmarks. Let's see its ratings. So this is the second version, the re-implementation of Glenmore. This is Glenmore 2 Chronicles. So it's 6 years on the top 1,000, 4 on the top 500, peaked at 172nd. Its Hall of Fame ranking is 1,139th. So this is another Euro game. It's by Matthias Kramer. Funtails published it. And what you do is you're going around in that one-way street mechanism, what the Dice Tower likes to call the ratchet mechanism, where you can move as far forward as you want, but then other people get to keep going until they pass you. So they'll get more turns. And you're kind of building up your part of the city of Scotland, or your part of Scotland, the country of Scotland. And it's got super cool scoring mechanism. And what's really cool about it is you want to have more actions to keep building up your part of your country to get that engine going more. But at the end of the game, if you have more tiles than other people, you'll actually lose 3 points per extra tile that you have to other people. So you really want to hope that your net gain of your engine that you build is higher than your loss for having too many tiles at the end of the game. I love this game. This is one of my all-time favorite games. I play this solo all the time. It's great multiplayer as well, and highly recommend this game. You need the expansion to play it solo, but highly recommend the game for multiplayer. It's Glenmore 2 Chronicles. We've had a lot of roll-in rights, and we're going to continue with them. At 910th this year, debuted at 674 last year, dropped to 910th. That's Welcome 2, but the Collector's Edition, not just Welcome 2. This is the Collector's Edition. So I believe the Collector's Edition just comes with a whole bunch of extra maps. Yeah, it comes with a few extra maps in it. It says it's a reworking of the classic game, so it looks the same. So I don't know exactly what is different on it, other than that it has the expansions in it and some new artwork, I believe, as well. But this is a game, this is one of the classic flip and write games, roll and write, flip and write games. This is one of the first ones that made it big. It's great. I had it in my collection for a very long time. You'll turn over cards and you try to build out your little part of town. And you have to do it in sequential order by numbers going up, and then it becomes harder and harder to put those numbers in, but then there's little extra powers that happen, or little extra ways to score, I guess, that happen throughout the game as every turn as well. So that is Welcome to the Collector's Edition. Great game. It's ranked 1,684 on BGG, but 910th on the most popular games of 2025. Coming in at 909th is Piles, a fast-paced free-for-all. Sort matching sets of clothes in this messy free-for-all. It came out in 2023 by KC Shrimple, Lost Boy Entertainment, and this has a current rank of 7,264 on BGG. This is its first year ever on the top most played games, top most popular games list, despite coming out a few years ago. And it's a set collection game designed for kids and families, and it looks like a kids and families. It looks like a mass market type of game. It's like they compare it to Speed and Spoons. This is definitely not the type of game that I like. I do like some mass market games, and just not this style of one. So, but it's obviously played a lot this year. Piles about matching clothes. Kind of a fun theme. Despite them being very popular, we have not had a lot of trick-taking games show up on this list. This might be the first one in this set of 50, and it is Schadenfreude. Designed by CTR, Studio Turbine is the publisher. Second highest wins the trick, but avoid collecting duplicate valued cards to score. And this is the first year on this list at 908th, despite coming out in 2020. And I don't know much about it other than what I just read about it. The game ends when any player has scored more than 40 points, and the winner is the closest to 40 without going over. So you don't want to go over 40 points. You want to be the closest to it, and you want to be the second highest to win the trick. It sounds like as well. I know one of my friends, Brandon, really likes this game. It might be his favorite trick-taking game, I think. I would definitely be down to playing this anytime. I love trick takers. I grew up on trick takers. So yeah, this is one that I would definitely be down on. And I don't have it added to my wish list, so I need to add it to my wish list because this is one I've known about for a while and somehow just missed over. Added. 908th, Schadenfreude. Coming in at 907th is Etherfields. It was 863, 784 last year, then dropped down to 907th in 2025. It's been on the list for 5 years, peaked at 670th. Hall of Fame ranking is 2,748. So Etherfields, discover a series of unique dreams through tense exploration and tactical encounters by Michael Orash, who did This War of Mine, a game I love, and Neuroshima Hex, another game I really like. And it's by Awakened Realms. The reason I never got into Etherfields is I know it has this grinding aspect to it. I love the theme of it, this dream theme of it. It looks amazing as well. But I loved The Seventh Continent when that game first came out. I thought it was one of the best games ever made, and the more I played it, the more I disliked the game because of just the constant grinding. Etherfields, I think, has that similar type of grinding to it, so that's why I've never played it and not really interested in it. But obviously, still a popular game to this day. 641st ranked overall on BGG, 907th on most popular games of 2025. Coming in at 906th is Marvel United X-Men. It's been on the list for 4 years. Started at 463, then 540, 591. Took a big drop to 906 this past year. It's by Andre Chiarvesio, Eric Lang, and Francesco Rugfrid Seta. Simon was the one that published it. Cooperate as Marvel heroes to stop the villain's master plans, and it's ranked 400th overall on BGG. I'm not a Marvel guy. I never have been a Marvel guy. I'm not a comic book guy. I never grew up with them. I know of them, but never was really into them that much. So anytime a Marvel game comes out, I'm like, I would wish it was a different theme. So I know people adore this game. I think it's my friend Chris is one of his top 10 games, I think. Maybe that's the other big Marvel game. I don't remember. Anyways, Marvel United, tons of people know about it. I don't know anything about it, so I can't tell you more because it's not my type of game. Coming in at 906 is Claim. It's last 3 years, 658, 696, 905. It's been on the list for 8 years, 2 in the top 500, peaked at 400. Its Hall of Fame ranking is 1,334. Marvel United X-Men is 2,148, by the way. So Claim is kind of I think it's like a take that type of game. No, it's a trick-taking game. Claim's a trick-taking game. You learn new things every day. The king is dead. What happened? Recruit followers to control the kingdom by taking the right tricks. It's got a 6.9 ranking. It's by Scott Alm's White Goblin Games. Ranked 1,394th on BGG. I don't know anything about this one. Never. I don't think I've ever even heard of it. So that's Claim. Another trick-taking game. 905th, most popular game of 2025. Getting down to the end here, we got 904th is one of the best covers of all time, even though it just came out in 2025, and that's Echoes of Time. Debuted on the list here at 904th. It's 4,684th on BGG. It's by Simone Luciani and Roberto Pelle. Cranio Creations published it. Create your fellowship to conquer the sources of power and control the flow of time. I knew it had some type of like time manipulation aspect to the game. And that's all I knew about it. It's one that I want to learn more about. I haven't watched any videos on it. I don't know anything other than that it's got this gorgeous, gorgeous cover. Really cool cover on it. So that is Echoes of Time. Coming in at 903 is another game that just came out in 2024, but it's the first year on the popularity list at 903, and that is Strange World, Above the Clouds. This was in my collection at one time, and then I watched some play and I realized it wasn't for me. It's by Florian Grenier, Grrre Games, a card game in which you have to do your best with the worst. It's 1 to 4 players, but it says it's best with solo, and that's how I've heard about the game. And it's a card game. It's a closed drafting tile placement game with cards. It's all card based, and that's all I remember about the game. I remember watching a video. Not for me, but obviously very popular solo game. 903rd most popular game of the year. Coming in at 902, the second to last game I'm going to talk about today is Dune Imperium. It is Dune Imperium. Why was I blanking on that? This whole list is driving me insane. Dune Imperium, but an expansion, Rise of Ix. It's the 4th year it's been on the list. 470, 515, 727, big drop to 902. Its Hall of Fame ranking is 2,255. So the Rise of Ix adds, it says, Dreadnoughts, Ixian technology, and new leaders expand the award-winning Dune Imperium. So this is a very highly sought-after expansion. If you own the original Dune Imperium, I do not believe it goes. Maybe it goes for Dune Imperium Uprising. I don't remember. Paul Denon's the designer, published by Dire Wolf Games. It has an 8.8 rating out of almost 10,000 ratings. So this is like almost a must-have expansion for Dune Imperium. I've just heard amazing things about it. Again, the game wasn't for me. I enjoy the Dune universe. It's not something I love, but I do enjoy the movies. And but the game just with the deck building aspect of the game, it's just not me, and it's really long. So that's kind of why I'm not into it. But if you have Dune Imperium, this is the expansion to get Rise of Ix. And the last game we're going to talk about today, we're going way back in time again. Not as far back as Go, but almost 200 years old. Here we got the classic trick-taking game of Hearts. This is a game I grew up playing, and it's Hearts. It's trick-taking. You just don't want that queen. Keep that Queen of Spades away. Or is it Queen of Spades? And you don't want Hearts. It's Queen of Spades, right? I haven't played Hearts in a while. Actually, I played it like this past year in BGA, but I don't remember any rules to games. I always have to relearn them. It's the Queen of Spades, and you don't want Hearts. That's what it is. So anyways, classic game of Hearts. One of the most simplest of simple trick-taking games, but still holds up today. People are still playing it today. Ranked 901 on on BGG. Most played games of 2025. It's been on the list a few times. Let's see its stats. It's been on the list 16 times. Top 500 8 times. Top 100 2 times. It peaked at 83. And on the Hall of Fame ranking, it's 523. Because it's a classic game and it's a good game. It's a good classic game. It's almost 200 years old. It's stood the test of time. Hearts, that's our first 100 games of the most played games of 2025. The most played games, as I call it, the most popular games. There's gonna be a heck of a lot more to go. There's gonna be 18 more videos on this. I lose my voice, I'm so tired of talking. That's gonna be it for today. Peace, stay cool, see you next time. Ciao.